Ahoy, bonjour, hola, allo, buongiorno, hello. This is Angelina on the Angelina's Opportunities channel, and it's telling me there's an error on my screen. It's not looking good. There was an error while loading the app. Okay. Okay. I hope you can see that screen that I'm sharing with you. Okay. So today I want to talk about the truth about working in education, and what else do I want to talk about? And working in retail. So the truth about education and working in retail is what the title is. And why I have decided to do this today is because over the last few days, I've noticed that I've had a few new subscribers. I would like to welcome you to my channel, and I would like to thank you for subscribing to my channel. So let's get started. Right, so I want to talk to you about the truth about education and working in retail. This is actually going to be a series of videos talking about the different aspects of education and how to transfer the skills which you have to working in education. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, it's about teaching, assessing, and pretty much working in education. All right, and I've got this page up to show you some examples of what I'm talking about, so you can actually understand what I am saying. Right, I live in the UK. Okay, so this site I'm looking at the moment, Carlton Training, is actually a training provider, a private training provider based in the UK. I am not sure, what it would be like in the US, in Spain, in Italy, in France, in China. I don't really know. Japan, worldwide. I don't really know what or how your systems work. Okay, but I would assume, okay, I'm making an assumption here, okay, that they would be similar in that, most things kind of transfer into the Americans. Most things in Britain or the UK transfers into the American type system, because we do sort of adapt, or the American people adapt the systems that we have here in the UK. But that's something that you would need to research. And anywhere else that you are in the world, whether you're in Europe, I'm not sure how similar the system would be. I'm assuming it would be, because I think that we're still part of the EU. I don't really keep up on that side of life, what's going on in the world, because to me, half of it is not true. So I don't really keep up on what's going on out there in that way, but I do keep up on what's going on in, working environments and all that type of thing, what's happening work-wise. And my understanding at the moment is there are a lot of people being made redundant. And if you are, or you know someone who's been made redundant recently, mainly from retail, because this is about the retail sector. This particular edition is about the retail sector and how to transfer your skills that you have from the retail sector into becoming an educator, becoming a teacher or an assessor in education. All right, so let's get started and talk you through. So, okay, so you have experience of working in retail. You may have worked in retail for 25 years. You may have worked in retail for 1 or 2 years, or maybe more, but it's current. You just got made redundant and you don't know what to do because that is what you have been doing. I must say also, this also includes beauty consultants. Okay, I repeat that. This also includes beauty consultants. Because you were a beauty consultant, you were also selling. So this also includes you. Okay. So I know that a lot of people have been made redundant from various environments. I see on the streets when I go out shopping that there's hardly any staff members in the shops, you know, and I'm hearing it on the type of news that I listen to, that, you know, there is a big downturn in retail and a lot of people are being made redundant. So this is me showing you how to use the skills you have, transfer that into a new career. Okay, a new career. Okay, so you have retail skills. Okay, you have retail experience. It's recent. It's no older than 3 years old. So it needs to be fairly new experience. Okay, no older than 3 years old. All right. So what do you need to do in order to transfer those skills into education? Okay, so I'm showing you Carlton Training. As I said to you, they're a private provider of teaching, assessing, as you can see from the list here, first aid, child protection, food safety, fire safety, health and safety, and so forth. Okay, but we're going to focus on the teaching qualifications that you will need in order for you to transfer your retail experience and skills into working in education. Okay, so the first thing you would need to do, you could do it either way. You know, you need to take 2 courses. That's what you need to be aware of. You need to take 2 courses, and I'm going to start with the teaching part of the courses that you need. Okay, so you can start with the level 3. Okay, so you can start with the level 3 in award in education and training, what they are calling here AET, okay, which basically stands for the award in education and training. All right, so let's look at that page. All right, it tells you a little bit more. You can go and have a look at the video at your own leisure. And this basically tells you it is a replacement course for Petals, okay, which was the previous name of the education and training courses. All right, tells you about the prices, and they usually have deals, and they tell you, you know, when the next courses are going to be held. Down here, how much they are, including VAT, and how much they are excluding VAT. And as you can see along here, they're running courses in Birmingham, Newcastle, London, Warrington, Norwich, Glasgow, right? As you can see there. Okay, so these are all the places that they're currently running courses here in the UK. All right. I don't believe that they do any online courses, but you can contact them. If you just go, I'll post this the link to this site down below, and you can follow the information and contact them to find out if they do online courses. I don't think that they do, but please go and check them out because they are a very, very good provider of these teacher training courses. Okay, so the next course that you would need to do is this course here. Okay, the assessor, you need to do the assessor award. Okay, so it's got the assessor overview. So let's have a look at the overview. Okay, so the assessor training courses and qualification, and it tells you here these qualifications are for people who are working or wanting to work as assessor. Okay, so with becoming an assessor, okay, an assessor is a person who goes into the workplace and they deliver the qualification, whether it be retail, business administration, customer service, whatever the case may be. Okay, these are generic courses. Okay, so it doesn't really matter what experience you have. So whether it came from business admin background or whether you came from customer service background, you can still do these courses and transfer your skills over to becoming an assessor. Okay, why I took you to the teacher training course is because you need to have both. Okay, this is a government regulation that you need to have the teacher training course as well as the assessor's course to be able to work in the education sector here in the UK. And I believe that also applies to Wales, Ireland, and Scotland. As I said, worldwide, you'll have to look a bit more in detail for, you know, how they do things in your country. Okay, so you would need to take either the full award, because you can actually do these courses as units, right? They have 3 units. Introduction to becoming an assessor, for you to sort of decide whether you actually want to do the course, whether you actually want to become an assessor. So it's the theory side of the course itself, which would normally be run over a 3 to 4 day on site, I believe. And then the rest is done as what we call distant learning. So you would be collecting your evidence. You know, my suggestion would be, you know, if you can offer your service voluntarily to, I don't know, a charity shop or something like that, or if you can even find like a part-time job working in retail, if there are any out there. This way you can finish a course, because you would actually, to do the other 2 units, the other 2 units is based on working in that sector. Okay, so it's based on working in that sector and retail. So that's what we're talking about today. So, you know, you're trying to transfer your skills not necessarily into retail. What you're trying to do is transfer your skills into teaching. Okay, because if retail become a thing of the past, on, you know, on the main high road, on the high street, and it's only online retailing, then you can still in some way transfer that skills. And when you do go and work in education, you won't necessarily be delivering retail, but aspects of it. So, for example, business administration, for example, because you work in retail, you are doing some business administration, because when you're cashing up at the end of the day, things like that, when you're ordering stock and dealing with things like that, that is considered to be part of the administration process. Okay. The customer service aspect is you actually dealing with the customer. So these are ways that you could actually transfer the skills. So you don't necessarily have to be looking at this as, oh, I'm going to be assessing for retail. No, you could be assessing for business administration, and you can also be assessing customer service or anything related. what you will find in education is that if you are a good teacher and or assessor, and you go to an environment to work, they may actually ask you to deliver courses that you haven't actually delivered before, and therefore you would end up getting experience that for different courses that way. My opinion on that is never to say no to an opportunity, because you don't know where that opportunity will take you. All right. Plus, it gives you more experience for you to add to your CV, therefore opening up doors for you. Okay. So, as I said, the assessor course has 3 units. Okay. The first unit is a theory-based unit, which basically is for you to make a decision if you want to actually work as an assessor in education. And the other 2 units is basically about you going out and assessing in the workplace. So one of the units is about assessing in the workplace, and one of the units is about actually assessing things like teaching skills. So you could actually be looking at assessing people like in the classroom, for example. All right. But as I said, you would need to have the assessor's award, and you would need to have the education and training qualification. And as you can see here, it starts at level 3 and goes all the way up to level 5. Level 5 is equivalent to a PGCE, but here it's called the level 5 diploma in education and training, DET, diploma in education and training, which is equivalent to a PGCE. Okay. So, if you want to take that further, then you can go on and do level 4 and then do level 5. These courses that they show in here, petals, kettles, dettles, are the old version of these courses. So just ignore those. You could use those for reference to see what used to happen, but not much difference has really happened in terms of, they may have added units to the system from the old system, okay, from petals, kettles, and dettles. Okay, you can look at it just for referencing, but you need to focus on the education and training qualifications, okay, levels 3, 4, and 5. But the starting point for someone who has been working something like retail and haven't worked in the education establishment or sector before, it's a good idea for you to go ahead and do the first unit, which is the theory unit, the theory unit, which basically tells you about what it's like teaching and so forth. And you will be doing what they call a micro teaching session. And you'll be given instructions on how to do that anyway. Okay. And then again, the assessor's qualification. Also, sorry, I forgot to say, sorry. So this has 3 units also. You have the first unit, and then, which is basically you deciding whether you want to work in teaching, the theory unit. And then you have what they call optional units, okay? So you can choose any options that you want to work in. So you have optional units, and then you have the theory unit, which is basically, you have to do that unit anyway. That's where I'm going to leave it, really. I am going to be doing some more videos about, transferring skills over into the education sector from other environments and stuff like that. And this has been the first in the series. This is based on if you were working in retail and how you can transfer those skills. If you have any questions, by all means, feel free to leave a comment below, and I will always get back to you. Sorry, I'm trying to look for the screen here, the other screen. right? So yeah, if you have any questions, please post them below in the comment section and I will get back to you. If they are rude messages, obviously I'm just going to ignore them because it's not really worth um, responding to people who are being rude. And someone did suggest something to me, so I'm going to actually do that. Today's date is Thursday, the 28th of June, 2018. So I'm going to repeat that. Today is Thursday, the 28th of June, 2018. Someone suggested that I add this to my videos so they know what date the video was done. So I am going to be doing that from now on. Hopefully I'll remember to do that. And yes, this has been Angelina on the Angelina's Opportunities channel. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Thank you for subscribing. Please give me a thumbs up. Please share this video to help those out there at this present moment who are being made redundant. And yeah, have a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are in the world. Mwah!